Would I be the asshole if I didn't go to my brother's wedding? My 32F brother, 28M, just proposed to his girlfriend, 22F, of 6 months. They set the date for the date that they met, which is December 13th. It will be 5/6 that night. I have 2 problems with this. Number 1, I live 3 hours away and am a teacher. I get 1 personal day a year. Not only is their wedding smack in the middle of finals for my district, it would require me to use all my personal PTO to attend due to the travel time involved. I would have to split it between the 13th and the 14th. My family is demanding that I come, but I don't think it's fair to demand that I give up my one thing for my brother, and I will tell you why. My boyfriend of 3 years bought a house when we met. He changed factory jobs last year to one with a more supportive work environment with more opportunities for advancement. However, his company is currently experiencing an unexpected slow season due to the economy, and there is not enough work for everyone at the moment. He barely makes enough money to cover expenses, and this has been the case for a few months. I am moving in with him over the summer to help with bills going forward and have been giving him whatever money I can spare. I was hopeful for an engagement ring and/or wedding for next year, but some other financial setbacks associated with homeownership, new gutters, having to replace appliances that don't work, etc., have almost completely diminished those hopes. Now to my brother. My brother has, in the 3 weeks since proposing, been repeatedly rude to me about his engagement. He makes remarks about me being a spinster, how he could get someone to marry him in 6 months when I can't get someone to commit in 3 years, and this makes him a superior person, how I am too mentally ill to be a good spouse, I have ADHD and depression, I am not successful like my brother is, so why would anyone marry me, etc. Meanwhile, he and our parents are telling me that I have obligations for their wedding. I was a florist for a few years, so I need to make the centerpieces and the bouquets free of charge. I have run a small business making custom jewelry for 15 years, so I have to make the jewelry for the bridal party. I have to be our elderly grandfather's chauffeur. I am expected to come early and set up. I am expected to stay late and clean up. I am expected to be a server and do dishes during the reception. I think I am well within my rights to demand some things change, given my brother's attitude. Namely, the bullying regarding my marital status, or lack thereof, and the demands they are placing on me when they purposefully picked a day that few people could attend. I think they are demanding too much of me when they simply expect me to do things and won't even ask if I can make it all work. Since it's finals, I might not even be able to take it off in the first place. So, I think I know the answer, but I could use some insight. Would I be the asshole if I did not attend my brother's wedding? Here you go. I am sorry, but I will not be able to attend, nor help in any way. No is a complete sentence. Don't do this to yourself. Just say no. Let me see if I got this right. 1. They want you to take time off that you cannot afford to take. 2. They want you to be the florist for the wedding for free. 3. This is the wedding of someone who is emotionally abusing you. My advice: go no contact. Oh, and not the asshole. It's ghost time. Not the asshole. They sound absolutely insufferable. I wouldn't waste my time trying to explain, just don't engage. Don't spend any money, don't spend your talents, don't use your time off. Not the asshole. No one has the right to treat you with such disrespect and expect you to drop your life to be their free labor. F that. Not the asshole. The wedding date is short notice and your calendar simply doesn't allow you to attend. By itself, it's enough to not make you awe. On top of that, your family seems to see you as a simple provider, and doesn't respect your boundaries nor yourself. Yeah, they are massive asshole for that. Also, why marrying someone a year after starting dating is a romantic success? Why the timing is determining if it is successful or not. Each couple has its own dynamic, hence works on its own timeframe. Am I the asshole for making my parents choose between me and my brother? I, 21M, have a brother Tim, 24M. Ever since young, he's always bullied me for not being as smart as him, and sneering at my passion for sports. Our parents tried to stop him, but Asian household meant they valued brains over brawn, so he was always favored growing up. Less so now as I have a stable job and able to show my worth. I still do love them, but not Tim. He can't bully me as much as I outmuscle and outsize him, but the insults and jabs over 10 years are a sticking point. End of last year, I came out as gay. My parents took time to accept it. Dad is even going to Asian support groups to find out more. Tim, however, went off the rockers, verbally screaming at how I was a disgrace and a shame. I must have ruined our genes, mocking whether I even had a real penis. Mum says that he just needs more time to process, but he's shown none of that, getting worse and joining this religious group at his university. This weekend, I came home late to find my room had been emptied completely. My clothes, posters, all my gym and sport equipment, all my books, everything gone. The only thing intact was my laptop. I asked my parents and they had no idea as they were out, and left the house to Tim and his project group. Called him downstairs, and he said that he was curing my perverted ways, and that him and his religious group are going to change me for the better. I won't repeat all he said, but he made a list of everything he threw out and why each made me a pervert. Among the items he threw out was a signed item worth $1,200. I am finally fed up, and straight up told my parents that either he stays or I stay, but I'm not living with someone who hates me. I recounted since young about him bullying, insulting, stealing and ruining my stuff. This wasn't the first. I made it clear that while I love them, if they still supported Tim ruining my life, I was cutting off contact. I grabbed my laptop and bag, because I had nothing left, and left, staying at a friend's place. I've cooled down, and called my mum saying that I won't cut off contact, but while Tim is still living at home, I won't ever be visiting. She has begged me to reconsider, that we can still fix the relationship, that she and Dad are getting my stuff back, but I'm adamant that I can't coexist with Tim. I have money saved up so I can rent and survive easily enough, so living is not an issue for me, unlike Tim who's still studying. My friends support my decision to move out, but my relatives have been saying that I'm going overboard, that I shouldn't punish my parents for what Tim did, that I should still show filial piety. They all say I'm an asshole for forcing my parents between two sons, even if Tim is wrong. I am close to my relatives. I have a cousin who may as well be my actual brother, and even he thinks I should not be so aggressive with cutting Tim out. I do feel bad for my parents, but I don't think I'm wrong to get away from that toxicity. Am I the asshole? Not the asshole. Your brother not accepting your lifestyle is one thing. Your brother going out of his way to get rid of your stuff while nobody is home is a completely different thing. That's beyond out of control, and your parents shouldn't forgive Tim for this either. After all, chances are they paid for a lot of that stuff too. I was the favorite child and spoiled rotten growing up, but I can tell you this from experience, but I greatly admire my sibling for making a life of their own. The best revenge is success. Stick to your path. Make a household they can be proud of, and tell your parents when Tim is ready to come around, you'll hear him out then. But not for a long time. Not the asshole. So they basically say, stay at home and suffer the insults, the stealing. No, you have to protect yourself and your stuff. Don't stay where you are not safe. You can't stay at the house of your parents for your own safety, for your mental and perhaps physical health. Not the asshole. You aren't making them choose. You are merely not pretending anymore that they haven't picked your brother for years already. Because that's what they did every time they allowed his behavior. They picked him over and over again. You're not forcing your parents to choose, you are merely saying that you're defining the relationship in a different way. They need to meet you outside of the house so that you and Tim do not see each other, as this is your way to manage the relationship with your parents. But I have another question for you. I'm confused as to why you think Tim is smarter than you. Is it merely because he's been telling you this? Definitely not the asshole. What Tim did to you was unacceptable, and it fully makes sense why you can no longer stay in the house. You are not making your parents choose Tim as by taking such drastic measures. I can empathize with your parents who may not want to pick sides, but you can make it very clear to them that if they do not address Tim's behavior and take steps to make sure you are safe in your home, then they have picked a side.